Any form going forward?
I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports.
The WNBA is shaking to its core right now. What just went down between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun was way more than a game. It was a total massacre, ending with the most explosive, satisfying dose of instant karma in the history of the league. Brittney Griner, newly signed to a massive one-year deal with the Connecticut Sun in 2026, tried using her raw physical size to intimidate and bully Caitlin Clark on the court. She thought she could easily rattle the young superstar and break the Fever, but Griner made one fatal, catastrophic mistake. Sophie Cunningham, the Fever's ultimate enforcer, was completely forgotten. When Griner targeted Clark, Cunningham didn't just step in, she went totally nuclear, sparking a jaw-dropping locker room confrontation. We saw a brutal post-game camera exposure and an on-court humiliation that completely broke the Connecticut Sunday. Anyone with half a brain cell can see this tension is unlike anything before.
From anybody with half a brain cell today. No doubt about it. Now, right here, double technicals for Sanaya Rivers and Caitlin Clark, who exchanged words after a Connecticut foul. That's 7 technicals for Caitlin Clark. One more, and she will be suspended. I hope they rescind this one because I thought it was complete bullshit. You see that score, 123-88. The Indiana Fever set a record for points in the first half of a game with 70 tonight. Wow. Yeah, and Caitlin Clark started to
take a seat because the league's old guard just got exposed, and Sophie Cunningham proved that absolutely nobody touches Caitlin Clark. To understand the sheer scale of this chaos, we have to look at the boiling point on the court. The Fever were locked in an intense battle with the Sun, and Caitlin Clark was doing what she does best. She was absolutely dominating the floor, draining deep threes from the logo while the Sun grew desperate. Things boiled over late in the third quarter. Brittney Griner, wearing her new Connecticut uniform, committed a blatant, highly aggressive offensive foul on Clark.
Connecticut Sun, 27 points, 11 assists in just 27 minutes. Indiana Fever beat the absolute dog crap, beat the brakes off the Connecticut Sun, 123-88. 70 points in the first half. This is what the Indiana Fever offense looks like when Stephanie White gets the hell out of Caitlin Clark's way. We got to get into it and break this game down. Caitlin Clark breaking records as always. Only the GOAT can do this. Only the GOAT can do this. Take a look at this here, courtesy of ESPN Insights. Another historic night for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark became the first player in WNBA history.
Griner was absolutely furious, and instead of taking the heat, she decided to get physical. Tensions instantly flared as words were exchanged. Griner aggressively stepped right into Clark's space, trying to tower over her and break her focus. In a highly controversial, baffling move, the referee slapped Caitlin Clark with a double technical foul. Just like that, the momentum shifted. The Connecticut Sun bench was roaring, thinking they had finally broken Clark. Griner stood there smirking, confident her classic intimidation tactics had worked against the new face of the league. But then, the Fever coach made a quick substitution that completely changed the trajectory of their season. Sophie Cunningham, who was traded to the Fever before the 2025 season and secured a new deal for this 2026 run, marched off the bench. And trust me, she wasn't coming in to just play standard defense. She came in to send a brutal message right after the inbound. Cunningham immediately locked eyes with Griner. From that exact second, Cunningham decided to crush the Connecticut Sun's hopes right then and there. Talk about instant karma. Cunningham flew down court, caught a perfect pass from Clark, and coldly drained a massive three-pointer right in Griner's face. The arena erupted into total chaos, but she wasn't done embarrassing their defense. On the very next play, Cunningham drove hard inside, absorbed heavy contact from Griner, and finished a tough layup for an explosive and one.
Nice little drive. And hits the little floater. That's good stuff. This is my boy Venom. Welcome back, Venom. Venom Reacts. Go subscribe. He's back after his auto accident. And he was away for some days. He is straight up back. And he's going to be calling this on this Ty Harris to CC situation.
Oh my gosh, Caitlin Clark is cooking. Come here, Sanaya, step back. Oh my gosh.
Give that guy your map.
Curling off the screen. Come here. Curry 3.
Bang. C22. What's up, Venom? Good to see you back, man. No doubt about it. His channel is growing. Talked to Venom tonight before the game. Good stuff. Good stuff. Caitlin again. Way out. Bam. Knocks it down from way outside. Good stuff. Absolutely good stuff. Caitlin Clark, let's see it. This is going to be an and one. She going to drive. Pull up another little floater. And the and one. That was not.
Cunningham single-handedly went on a game-ending run. She stared right at Griner, pointed directly at the Suns bench, and silenced them. The Fever's high energy completely took over, leaving the Sun totally paralyzed. Indiana walked away with a massive, dominant blowout victory, leaving Brittney Griner staring at the scoreboard in pure disbelief. But the real drama, the absolute chaos, was just getting started off the court. That on-court humiliation was only the beginning. What Cunningham did after the final buzzer is what has the entire WNBA front office panicking. She didn't hold back, and she certainly didn't retreat quietly to the locker room. According to explosive leaks and viral clips, Cunningham stood right in front of the cameras and went completely nuclear on the Veterans Center. No scripted PR answers here.
Important to protect.
Do you think, I guess, along the line like that, it goes against perhaps, some people might say, hey, for the trans community, this could be something that could come back on us or be targeted against us. Like, how do you, I guess, view that sort of critique?
Like I said, I extend love, and I don't dislike anyone. Like, I think there's room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. And I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations, you actually have a lot in common with a lot of people. And so I'm there to love, but I'm also there to love biological women, and I think that there are rights that need to be protected. And like I said, I'm going to stand true to that. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that, but I have never once said I hated the trans community. Like I said, I think there's space for everyone.
Sophie, what about Connecticut today? Tell us a little bit about the game. What are you thinking about Keys or Garden? Brittney, you know her so well.
Yeah, I think it has been so fun. I played with BG for 6 years, and so I know her like the back of my hand. And as of late, she's been playing really good. She's been playing like OG Brittney, and so we have our hands full down in the paint. I really think actually Connecticut is playing really good as a whole. I think everyone's playing their role really well from top to bottom. They don't go out there and do anything outside of what they do, and that makes it difficult. And so, yeah, you could look at standings and where they're at in the league, but when you do that in this league, you're going to get beat by 50. And so we have one more game before break, and we cannot take this game lightly at all. And so we have.
She called out the physical targeting, making it crystal clear that any attempt to bully Caitlin Clark would end with them getting dismantled on national TV. Her message to the entire league was simple. If anyone tries to attack their point guard, she will personally step up and embarrass their franchise. Fans are absolutely losing their minds over this. The Fever prove they are untouchable, and veterans who rely on intimidation are learning their tactics are useless in this new era. The Connecticut Sun tried to play dirty, and they got burned by the ultimate dose of instant karma. Brittney Griner tried to test the Fever, but Sophie Cunningham just cemented herself as the ultimate enforcer in the league.
The WNBA.
Comments that some would deem controversial. She's a teammate of Caitlin Clark. She plays on the Indiana Fever. And She was the one that got into it with a player a few weeks ago where she just pointed in her direction and kept pointing in her direction. That's Sophie Cunningham. Well, anyway, she made some comments that were deemed relatively controversial about a week or so ago. I don't know when it was. And she said she wasn't backing down from her comments. And it was regarding trans athletes in women's sports. Matter of fact, she went so far as to say she doesn't think her comments were controversial at all. She shared her opinion on a polarizing topic in an interview with ESPN this week where she claimed she felt a duty to, quote, protect young girls in a locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. That's what she talked about. She was asked to expand on the quote when meeting with the media on Wednesday, and she made it clear that's how she feels. Quote, I said what I said, Cunningham told reporters. Well, rather than me just saying that, let's hear from Sophie Cunningham herself. Listen to what she had to say.
Talk about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
I stand with Sophie Cunningham. I stand with Riley Gaines. I stand with them both. I have 2 daughters. They don't participate in sports, but if they did, that would be my position. And I think it's important to emphasize what Sophie Cunningham said a bit further. She said, I think I'll always believe that. I think it's really important to protect children and that little girls who are also involved in that category. So I stand on what I said, and I will always believe that. She claims she's not a political person, but she does have morals and beliefs, and she will always stay true to them. When asked if her stance could negatively impact the trans community, Cunningham said she's not speaking out of hate. She doesn't dislike anyone. She says, quote, I think there is room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations, you actually have a lot in common with a lot of people. I'm there to love, but I'm also there to love biological women. And I think that there are rights that need to be protected. And like I said, I'm going to stand true to that. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that. But I have never once said I hated the trans community. Like I said, I think there's space for everyone. I can't applaud her enough. This notion that you're hating on the trans community because you are not a proponent of them participating in female sports is utterly ridiculous. Sophie Cunningham said every word right on the money. There's no hate involved. There's only love we're talking about. But what happened to loving girls who are born biologically as girls?
I want to hear exactly what you guys think about this insane drama. Did Sophie Cunningham just completely wreck the Connecticut Suns season? Drop your raw, unfiltered thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another explosive WNBA breakdown. This story is officially locked in. Take this, get it into your workflow, and let those views roll in. Tell me when you are ready for the next one.